This is Easy by The Game and Kanye West. Listen, okay? Something else about me. I love West Coast rap. I love Game. I love Nipsey, of course, but like I'm talking about from before Nipsey. I love West Coast rap. Kendrick's dope. He's West Coast rap, but I love rap, especially West Coast rap. So I kept being bothered by those flies. I went somewhere else and then the fly like on me, and then I spilled my drink, and then I fucking wet my notebook, and so the bottom of my notebook is all wet. Fuck! The bottom of my notebook is all wet. So I have to I was going through it so that way I can get the page dry and they don't start sticking together. And God was like, oh, why don't you just read them your notes? And I'm like, God, why would I read them my notes? And he said, because I told you to write it down so you can give this information to people. Oh, okay, I get it. And then I wrote a poem that I might read to you guys later, but I really don't want to right now. I don't want to be right here, but all my safe places are full with flies. And that was another thing that God wanted me to speak about, was spirituality. I'm not religious. Growing up, I thought that I was a Christian, of course. I thought I was a Christian. However, my grandmother baptized us as Catholics. So I was confused about my religion. I was Catholic sometimes, I was Christian sometimes, and my father was a Muslim. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you, God. Clouds covered the sun just so I can get the right lighting and I won't be so irritated and I can do this video. It's 2:22 on the clock. So I grew up confused about my religion. It's like, okay, are you Muslim? Are you Christian? Are you Catholic? So it taught me to study religion. I studied Jehovah's Witness. I studied Wiccan. I studied Buddhism. I'm gonna study more religions, but right now I'm back to reading the Bible. I'm focused on reading the Bible right now, and yeah. So, you know, multiple personalities. So my true essence is she's very spiritual, which is me. I'm spiritual. And Christina is more like the scientific one. She's the one who's just like, so I understand spiritually what's happening, but physically what's happening. But my true essence understand things on a spiritual level, like what I say with the flies. Flies are monitoring spirits. So someone who's not educated in spirituality would just think it's bullshit, or like, hey, she's stupid. Or you'd be like, I didn't know that, let me learn. So, sorry, the voices are talking to me. They was telling me that I have to stop always thinking that it's gonna be negative people watching me with that attitude, because then I'm gonna attract them. And I'm like, duh, I know, you're right. That's why I smile like, okay, I get it. Because I'm supposed to be speaking into existence that I'm going to have better support and better followers, because this is not my first Instagram page. I mean, my first YouTube. This is not my first time trying to whatever. This is not my first bout, and I've always been met with so many adversaries, so it's just kind of like my anxiety is trying to talk about what we're used to, and my angels are telling me not to do that. So anyways, spirituality, flies are a monitoring spirit, and you know how they say, if I was a fly on the wall. Well, there is a fly on the wall. I'm so uncomfortable. There is a fly on the wall. We battle not with flesh but with the spirit. But Dia is my grandmother, so my Bible verses are, off. But right now I'm irritated. I'm irritated by a whole bunch of stuff because spiritually, the devil, the demons, negative energy is trying to get me to not spread this message because this message is going to work for someone. So they're having me irritated about everything, fixing my hair, worried about my eyebrows. They're sending me all this confusion energy to distract me. And the voice in my head is just like, yeah, we're allowing them to do that so that way you can show what the distractions look like on camera. So that way you can just let people know what's going on, and you have to fight through those distractions. So there was a spider over here, and then so I was trying to get rid of that, and then I'm like, okay, ignore the spider. And then there's an ant that crawled right over here, and I'm like, okay, ignore the ant. But then I'm like, dang, my shorts are rising. So you get the point. Like, all of those things are valid, but I have to fight through it, and I'm just gonna keep readjusting myself on camera. And I'm not perfect, and whoever thinks I should be, like, you're a fucking fool. If I was a fly on the wall is a real expression of spirituality in the spiritual world. So negative energy, or like the devil, whoever works for the devil's angels, or whoever will send you distractions, it's just energy. They may not be able to come physically hurt you, like in the scientific and the physical 3D earth that we're on. They may not be able to physically do it, but that doesn't mean that energy is not out there, and it doesn't mean that the devil is not watching you, just like God is. I told you, the devil goes to all of the meetings. When an angel has to show up, the devil's there. So he hears, he knows what's going on. So the devil knows that God is just like, hey, I need you to do this, and I need you to spread this message. And so the devil's like, okay, well, since I can't touch her, because I'm clearly Job, he can't touch me, then, let me just send her some distractions. Let her be irritated by her hair. I'm going to keep changing the clouds so that way the sun be in her eye, like whatever it is. I'm going to keep sending flies. I want them to get information. I want them to distract her at all costs. So we hear about how the whales are starting to attack humans in boats. I think we should take that a little more serious and think about it. God created the heavens and the earth, and it says that God is over the animals. We know that. So if God can speak to us, what makes you think that God can't speak to animals? Just because you can't speak to animals don't mean that God can't, because God created the animals. So and then we battle with not flesh but with the spirit. Not everybody has a soul, but everybody has a spirit. Spirit is what's in you. What is in you? What is that spirit? When you're around someone, how does your favorite spirit? You hear people say, oh, I just don't like their spirit. Something about them just bothers me. Or when you don't like someone and you just don't like someone and they bother your spirit, that's because something wrong. Take me for example. If I bother your spirit, then there's something wrong with you. When you got a demon inside of you, because I don't do nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? It's just the other day, my cat Romeo, we was walking past this lady, and he was in his little carrier, and then he just hissed out of nowhere. And my daughter was like, wow, the baby hissed at this lady when we walked by. I had to tell him not to do that. She was like, he hissed twice. I have never seen him do that. I said, oh, that lady had a bad spirit in her. Because he never hissed before. But he can sense that because God is within my cat. Now, whatever. Spirit. God created my cat. God created his mother. God created everything that we have. God gave us the tools to be able to create these pens, to be able to create this chair. It all came from God. Man did make this chair, but God gave man the materials to make this chair. Everything revolves around God, and we just are so focused on everything else. We're not focused on God, and understanding that spirits are real. Like, focus on spirits and what's really going on. So spirits send energy. Energy never dies, it just transforms. So they'll use the energy that you got rid of and try to send it back another way. It's not gone, it's just going to come back another way. So I'm in the room and I'm not feeling well, and I'm laying around trying to heal. I'm uploading videos and doing stuff, but I don't want to sit in that energy. I want to feel good. I want to come outside. I want to breathe. I want some fresh air. I want some, you know, some heat. But that energy of frustration is still here. It's just a different type of frustration. So I'm still frustrated, but now I'm frustrated outside where I want it to be. Oh, you see this? That's what I'm saying. And it's just like, oh, I want the right wig so that way I can pull it back and I don't have to keep worrying about trying to hide my African edges underneath this Brazilian hair, you know? Like, everything's bothering me, but I must leave that alone. And I hope y'all can get the message from that. If you don't, then I don't care. I like to steal messages from a meme. So if you ever hear me say something, you be like, she got that from a meme. Yes, I did. Crisis doesn't create character, it reveals it. How you respond to adversity is the type of person you are. Are you the type of person that cries like a little bitch in the corner? Are you the type of person that faces it? Are you the type of person that runs from it? Are you the type of person that blames other people? Are you the type of person that takes accountability? Are you the type of person that fixes your problems? What type of person you are? When you are in a crisis, it reveals who you really are. Nipsey Hussle said that on one of his songs. He said, something crisis, find out who you really are. I just hear his voice speaking to me because energy never dies, it just transforms. He's not here and he never sat down and had a conversation with me. However, his energy is still there, so I can hear and feel and pick up on his energy, and his energy is present at this moment because he said that. He said, damn. He said, you lose it all, find yourself and see that you's a God. Whatever. Next quote. Don't worry about other people's opinion of you. God never told you to impress people, only to love them. This is from davidwillis.org. That's what I said earlier in my other video. My goal is to not be perfect. That's why I'm not editing some of these videos. At least if you see me in a shirt, it's not being edited because it's a rough day. I'm not here to impress anyone. God did not tell me to do anything other than tell my story. He said, do not shut up. He said, every time they tell you to be quiet, I need you to talk. Every time you think you should shut up, I need you to keep talking. Even if you are making a fool out of yourself, then you just keep talking and I'll deal with it on the back end. Just keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do. Next one. Oh, this one must have been powerful because the wind started picking up, and it is. People with no purpose are typically obsessed with others who are focused. Instead of working on self-growth, they choose to gossip and spread false narratives about the ones who are growing. I would elaborate on that a little bit longer, but I don't fucking need to because what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Trying to find my next set of notes. So that's my, I have a poem. I'm not going to read the poem because I'm not in the read the poem mind. However, where is it? See, that's what I'm saying. Oh, here it goes. Here's some more. Got it from me. Living your naked truth. It's the man with them cars. Living your naked truth will always, all fucking ways, disturb those living well-dressed lives. Living your naked truth, your authentic self, your 40-year-old wearing a mermaid shirt self will always disturb those who can't live in a well-dressed life because you're 40 and you're bitter because somebody told you you had to be bitter or because you was following everybody else and you, I don't want to wear a mermaid shirt because I'm grown. Like, no. You know what I mean? Be who you are. Be your naked truth. Be the African edges underneath this. Like, I have never met a woman that had bomb hair underneath the wig other than Tracee Ellis Ross. Because no matter what Tracee Ellis Ross do, her hair is amazing. However, I had hair before I cut it and I'm going to get it when it grows back. But that was just, you know, for myself. You got to fight bad moves. Guys trying to talk to me. You gotta fight bad moods like your life depended on it, because it does. You're not your best when your energy is fucked up. Swear to God. This is video number 3 for you guys. So this is gonna happen for you guys in 3 weeks. This is fucking 3 hours for me. Nobody watches you harder than people who hate your confidence. Now, I remember this. I'm about to highlight this for me again, because this is how I decided I was going to be a bad bitch. I said, okay, so I can never be a bad bitch because it's not in me, but shout out to the bad bitches who can. But I'm going to be a well-defined, extinguished. I'm going to be extinguished if I can't even pronounce it. Extinguished. Oh, I have speech issues, but I'm going to be refined. Fuck. I'm going to be sophisticated. Okay, I'm gonna learn what I want to be, but when I figure out how to say it, I'm gonna be that, okay? All I'm saying is that the reason why this is a new YouTube channel instead of my old one was because everybody was watching me, because I have like 5,000 followers on TikTok, and before my family knew about my TikToks, I was getting 10,000, 11,000 views. I was doing good. But then ever since my family found out about it, they start putting that negative energy on it, and now I'm at 200 views. Every time I post something, I cannot pass 225, 2 something. It always stops at 2 something. But before, even if like my lowest video might have 1,500 views. Not that I care about it, it's just that whole energy of I can't progress. So I'm like, okay, well shit, they watching me, I'm gonna put on a show. So I only post on the other YouTube when I'm just trying to see something I know I want them to hear. Whether it's something vulnerable or me talking shit. So I put stuff on my TikTok page just to talk shit. Once you guys start, following my TikTok, then I'll go on there and I'll actually go live. Because I go live now, like at night, every once in a while, just to show that I'm not fucking scared. But, yeah, put on a show. So as soon as it start picking up, and then that TikTok start picking up, and my Instagram, I have to get a new fucking Instagram. But yeah, so now they about to see. But anyways, stop using that. Stop feeling bad for yourself. And this is what I had to tell myself. Anything that I ever say to you, as a client, as a not client, as someone who follow me and watch me, I've done it myself. I've been there. I said all the hardcore stuff I say to you to myself. I call myself a weak bitch. I was like, oh, that's some weak bitch shit. And I was like, that is. So let me not be a weak bitch again. I would never be able to identify as a weak bitch. I may have before. Give it to you. Let them talk about my past. They would say she was a weak ass bitch. She was. Say that shit now. Do it now. Am I weak now? Try me. Try that same shit with me now. It's about growth. It's about progression. That's why I am the way that I am, because I grow. So I forgot what I was going with that. Oh, I was saying, like, yeah, if I'm hardcore, but I forgot my point, but y'all get it. A toxic person worst nightmare is an educated fucking person named Essence Dominique with an emotionally strong bulletproof mindset. Because if you have a bulletproof mindset and you know who you are, then can't nobody tell you nothing. I remember, I had this girl, I used to call her best friend number 3. Best friend number 3 is number 1 on my hit list, okay? So I kind of hope she's not the first person that I have to fight, though. Because I know for sure I'm going to go to jail and she's going to the hospital. But anyways. They said stop saying that shit on camera. But I'm just saying. Please avoid me number 3 at all costs. Bulletproof mindset. She told me one time that, she was like, oh, you just like attention. And I'm like, no, I don't. Yes, you do, because you always this, you always that. And I'm like, damn. She don't even fucking know me. She's supposed to be my best friend. If she's my best friend, then she would know I hate attention. I don't want you talking to me. I don't care about attention, popularity. I don't care about any of that. That's why I never did the beauty pageant, because I'm going to have everybody in my face trying to beauty queen me. I really want to be a beauty queen. I just don't want people to talk to me about it or in my face. I really, really want to be a poet on stage. I am a poet on stage. I do that. But like, not a rapper poet, but like a poet, you know? I want to travel and do poetry, but I don't want people in my face. I don't want attention. I don't want nobody talking to me. So how can you sit there and tell me that? She didn't know me. So that made me realize that people are going to continue to perceive me the way that they want to perceive me. No matter what I am, people are going to look at me the way they want to. I look like whatever someone think I am. And I can't change that. There's nothing I can do about it. But my mindset is so strong that you think and I know. You think I want attention, I know I don't. You think I'm a hoe, I know I'm not. You think I'm broke, I know I'm not. You feel me? Whatever you think doesn't matter because I know. So can't nobody do nothing to me. So somebody who's toxic, who's trying to bring me down, and they realize they can't because I know, and they think, man, that shit is like a bulletproof. It's like a bulletproof fucking helmet. And then it's like, it's not only is it bulletproof, it's like a ricochet. So when you try to shoot me in the head with your ignorant words and stuff, it just bounces off of me and goes to you. I feel the little, you know, that's all I feel. I feel a little razzle dazzle, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. If you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. When you break up with a dude, ladies, and you're like, I miss him, and I miss his lips, and I miss the way he smells. Okay, that's a true story, because I do miss his lips and the way he smells. And the way he bite his lip when he look at me. And I miss the way we talk. And I miss, you know, I miss him. So if you sit there and you think about all of that, then you're not going to remember the fact that he's inconsiderate, he's inconsistent, and he hung up in my fucking face. Why would you do that? But I keep thinking about, I just need a hug. And there's no one smart. He's the smartest fucking man I ever met. And it's just like, I just like talking to him because he's smart. And then it's like, that's all I'm focused on is like what I want and how bad it is that we're not together and how sad I am that we're not together. And hold on, both of my girls text me at the same time, so I'm like, y'all good? Okay, first of all, they probably want to go to the store because the baby texts me and say, Mom, and then the oldest already texts me, where's your pepper spray or taser? So I'm like, you good? And then something told me, calm down. They want to walk to the store and they know better than walk unprotected. Okay. So she just texted and said, I want to go to the store. Okay, my bad. Because I'm not about to pause this and edit this, but I was just like, I figure it. Stop focusing on the bad and thinking about how broke you are. You're not broke. You're not struggling. You are on your way too. So, like I said, when I'm not feeling well, since we was waiting for the noise, I'm like, I'm gonna just give her my little emergency. Cute. I have this on me so that way if I have to stim because of my autism, it just, that's another thing about me. I'm fluffy, cute, you know, that's my true essence, but plus it helps me stim. And then I can just kind of want it now. Like it triggers something in me, like this does feel good. Like maybe when this video is over, that's what I need to do. I just need to stim a little bit. Stim means stimulate. We have to stimulate ourselves. Stop worrying about the bad, because if you keep worrying about the bad, then you'll never be able to focus. You're putting too much energy on the negative instead of the positive. How can I overcome this situation? So I was just talking about how I keep being the negative energy my family is sending me on social media, where now I can't grow. So I kept trying nothing's happening, so I was getting mad. So I was like, well, what do I have to do now? And then it's like, oh, create a new lane. So instead of me following my own lane, other people saw me in that lane and they're like, oh, let's go destroy her. So I was like, oh, let me create a new lane. So like I live in a town where there's 5,000 people. There's nobody here. I'm the only me here, you know. Like I said, it's a military town. So I just come get it. Just come get mine. So I had to create my own line, my own lane, and I had to overcome that obstacle. So at first I was thinking like, fuck, and I was like sad, and I was like, you know, but then once I got out of that energy and I realized, I was like, okay, because if I keep focusing on the bad, I'm not going to be able to, you know, to grow. So I was like, what else can I do? I'm like, oh, I can just create a new page. And I can use all that old stuff and just bring it onto the new page with some new energy and that new stuff. But that's why I have to keep reminding myself that this page is not going to attract the same negativity that the other page did. This page is going to attract people who actually want to learn and who want to be better. This page is going to attract positive and love and all of that. But I'm so used to the negative. That's why sometimes I come off saying the negative things, which is a part of growth, because although I am a life coach and I teach people how to overcome their obstacles in life, I'm still growing and I still have to work on it. And that's another thing I'll teach you. Like, as a therapist, my therapist is not perfect. As a therapist in training, I'm not perfect. As a registered behavior technician, I am not perfect. A RBT is someone who teaches. RBT is a registered behavior technician. I teach people how to behave and how to conduct themselves. Mostly it's I started with the autistic people, but now I work with adults who have learning disabilities. You got magic in your bones and gold in your soul. Don't let nobody treat you like you're ordinary. If you was in the store, what store would you be in? I think we had this talk before, but let's talk about it again. What store are you in? Are you in Neiman Marcus? Are you on a sale rack on Neiman Marcus? Are you at Rainbow? Are you at $8 Rainbow dress? Like, it's cute and it's convenient, but it's only $8. You know, like, what's your price? What's your value? Are you valued or are you priced? And if you are priced, then what's your price? So once you know who you are, can't nobody tell you. I did this thing where I asked every man that I knew, even guys that was like I asked my homeboy, and like we don't like each other type of, you know, every guy that I know, what kind of car they think I am. Hold on. I don't like that they don't think for themselves and I have to tell them, just leave me alone. I just want you to fucking think. Now I'm getting irritated. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know what I was saying before because it's like, stop fucking texting me. Just figure it out. I hate thinking for people. Even my children, like, that shit gets annoying. Just do what you gotta do. I really fucking forgot what I was saying. Just know your value, okay? As soon as they found out you're not stupid, all of a sudden you're crazy. I have this video that's on my TikTok. I never deleted it, so if you scroll down, you'll see me like crying. I was having an anxiety attack in the car outside of my daughter's school. And I didn't know what was going on. I just know that I keep having these attacks where I'm not in control and I'm scared and I'm panicking. I thought I was having seizures, but I know better than to go to the hospital and say I'm having seizures because I already been through the hospital and, you know, they was like, oh, we're just gonna, you know, doing brain waves on you and stuff. Like, they don't know why I'm having seizures. So I found out that the panic attacks or anxiety attacks or whatever. But I found out the hard way because I had the anxiety attack in the car and the paramedics was called, and I had Sage in the car, and it was like, oh, she's not having a seizure, she's just high. So they treated me like I was a drug addict, and I'm not a drug addict. Like I said, the only thing I ever smoked was marijuana, and I was 28 when I first tried it, and I was 33 when I started smoking. I was 33 when I started smoking, but I was 34 when I started doing it every day. Even when my brother passed at 33, I just smoked. I had one blunt that lasted me a whole week. Like I didn't smoke, and even still, but they treated me like I was crazy or like I was a drug addict. And then the more I try to stand up for myself, the more I tell everybody that, you know, my mother abused me and that my father did this. My mother put a hit out. My mother put a life insurance policy out on me so that way she can pay somebody to unalive me. And what's messed up about that is that, yeah, that's messed up in general, but I'm not the first person to say that. Y'all see them stories and them girls be like, or those people get caught trying to kill they kids or they spouse, and y'all be like, oh, that's sad, she shouldn't do that. But why y'all never like, I didn't die? Why do y'all only care when someone dies? But I'm alive and I'm telling y'all that happened to me, and y'all like, not y'all, because y'all energy is good. I just felt like that energy, like they was just treating me like I'm crazy. She going through something, she need help, we should get her committed. No, y'all should fucking listen. Y'all, it's in the movies, it's in the news, y'all hear it all the time. It just happened to me. Unfortunately, you met someone, you hear someone, that mother put a life insurance policy hit out on them. That's why I'm stuck on a fucking military base, hidden, because my life is in danger, and my father knew about it and didn't protect me. So he's a coward. So there's no one to protect me. So I'm here in the fake witness protection program until it's safe for me to go outside. So if you see me in the street, don't approach me, because I don't know if you're a fucking hitman. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like people. I got issues. But everybody's just saying I'm crazy, and it's just like, no. But as soon as they find out you're not stupid, you're crazy. I am in school to be a neuroscientist. There's nothing crazy about a neuroscientist. Unless I put a fucking diaper on and go kill them. But she was an astronaut, so even still, there's nothing crazy about a neuroscientist. Or Kanye, but we're not going to start there. Switch your mentality from I'm broken and helpless to I am growing and healing. And watch how fast your life changes for the better. Which is true. I'm not going to expand on that, but... Don't let someone's emotional inconsistency make you addicted to temporary highs. I'm about to call my sister. Because that's what I be trying to tell her about these niggas. Because she always say, but he's the only one who's there for me when I need him. And I'm like, I know. Trust me, I know. Because she right. But he's temporary inconsistent. People will never behave consistently in a way that's inconsistent to their programming. That's a little deep, so I don't know if a lot of people would, understand that. But what that is trying to say is that when someone believes that, if someone believes that the only way that you can be a beautiful woman is to show your body on the internet, then there's nothing I can do to change someone's mindset like that. The only thing I can do is enhance the mindset of people who know that that's not the right thing, or who knows that's not the only option, but I cannot change. Like I got a cousin who's a stripper. I tried to get that girl. She used to have this man who would give her $8,000 every 3 weeks to be his sugar baby. And we live in a society where being a sugar baby is the goal, right? So that was her goal. And I'm okay with that, because I'm not saying it's my goal because I don't want to be nobody's sugar baby, but I understand. I get it. I don't want it. I just want my guy to act right so he can he can be my sugar daddy, because he wouldn't be. But anyways, he would give her $8,000 every 3 weeks, and she would buy shoes and bags. And then I'm like, yo, why don't you do something else with it? She was all like, oh, because that's the only way you're going to get more shoes and bags, is if they see that you like expensive stuff, so they buy you more expensive stuff. You're stupid, because you're a stripper. And if I was getting $8,000 every 3 weeks, every fucking stripper in this club. Un momento. Can you please just tell Kenny what to do? She keeps asking me questions. Does she need to wash or blow dry her hair? I don't know. But tell her to wash and condition it and I'll blow dry it. But she needs to put her hair in plaits. Please, gracias. I was thinking, should I stop so I can edit that? But I'm not. So if I was a stripper and I was as popular as she was, every goddamn stripper in that club, in every major city would have been wearing my goddamn thongs, because I would have came out with a lingerie line of something for strippers to wear. $8,000, because she already making her money. I remember she told me she make $1,000 on a slow night. I had a house and my mortgage was $1,000 back then. So let's just say she's overdue. You know, let's just say she lying. She make $1,000 on a good night. Like, I don't know how much strippers make. She was, you know, I'm pretty sure she was making that money. Like, I don't think she was lying about it. Matter of fact, she wasn't, because I used to help her count money sometimes. So this girl used to pay me the car note. Well, this is another story for another day. The car note, she'd be like, you gonna get mad at me? And I'm like, why? And she gave me a stack of money like this, $500, $600 in ones. And I am mad because now I gotta go to the bank. I'm like, can you put this 500 on my account? So they looking at me like I'm a hoe, and here I am looking like Betty Sue, and they like, how the fuck did this lady who looked like Betty Sue get all these ones? And the ones smell like ass, so they like, this money smell like ass and Hennessy. You know the type of money you gotta wear gloves to give them to the bank. Like, I did have. I'm not saying I had gloves on. I'm not saying I didn't have gloves on. But all I'm saying is that she would spend the money on stupid stuff. And I was just like, she has to be the stupidest girl in the world, because a lot of people follow you to see what you are doing and not how you're doing. We already talked about that. That's what they was doing on my old pages. And my TikTok still. But y'all gonna help me get my TikTok positive energy. If somebody in my comments on some fake nasty stuff, if you like me, you support me, or, you know, even if you fuck with me every other Thursday, like every other Thursday when you fuck with me, tell a hater to go somewhere and check themselves. Make them be uncomfortable around me. I need negative energy uncomfortable around me, and that's not gonna happen unless my social media followers let the other social media followers know to get gone. Be so busy improving yourself that you have no time to criticize others. 50 Cent said that. He was like, disappear. Curtis said that. 50 Cent didn't say. Curtis Jackson said that. If you can't tell the difference, then Curtis said that if you disappear, change yourself, change your environment. Not just Curtis. It's T.D. Jakes, Eric Thomas. There's so many positive men out there that say disappear and get your shit together. I took 3 years to get myself together, and that is how I just learned or decided that I needed to be a fucking scientist. But before, I just thought I was gonna be a poet. I thought I was gonna be like a really good poet. Or I thought like, oh, I'm gonna do real estate and I would be a real estate mogul. And then I was like, oh, now that I took the time to myself and I get to focus on my business and all that stuff, I realized that, yeah, I want to be a therapist, but I want to be a neuroscientist, because when I'm done with therapy and helping people, I actually want to be able to understand the brain and neurotransmission. Neurotransmission is like, you know, transmission, and then neuro means brain, so transmuter, transportation, how that works. Learn to be quiet. Everyone's not on your team. They just want to know your game plan. That was my biggest mistake. Even like with this page, the only one who knows about it is my little sister. I started working on this page before my best friend and I got into it, but she was never as supporting as I needed her to be. And it wasn't that she's being a hater, it was just that she doesn't have the mind frame that I have. So I'm expecting feedback from her that I'm not getting. So even though she's not on that hating stuff, it's just like she just doesn't understand. But some people are hating and they're trying to put you down. Like the intro to my video. So the intro to this video is different. Oh, it has words on there. It has words on there. And then so I was showing someone, he was just like, oh, he don't like it because nobody's about to read all that. And I said, I didn't make this for the people who don't want to read. This is for the people who want to read. And then he was like, well, I mean, even sophisticated people don't want to read all that. I didn't say shit about me making videos only for sophisticated people. You thought that because that's how you perceive me. I didn't say shit about sophisticated people. What I said was people who read. So my whole logic is, if you follow me, then you're going to read the intro that has one fucking line, maybe two. You're going to read it that one time. You don't have to read it every time you watch my videos, stupid. But that's how he receive or perceive things. So it's just like, okay, whatever. But I leave quotes at the end, and throughout my videos, I leave messages. If you do not have the time to read it, then that message ain't for you. It's only for those who have the time, who have it. But I stopped telling him things because I realized that even if he wasn't intentionally being negative, his way of thinking was not in line with my way of thinking. So I cannot expect other people to be in line with my way of thinking. So I just don't tell nobody nothing, because nobody understands. Like, people can't receive or perceive, you know. Okay, so whoever Dia Landley is, she said, my therapist told me, are you easy to please or just accustomed to being neglected? That's deeper for another level, but yes. Are you accustomed to being neglected, or are you just a people pleaser? Your manners are your beauty. Let your manners be more beautiful than your appearance. That's like them people who treat waiters wrong, or who be trying to shit on people who can't speak English because you think, you know. I like all the people who like tried to shit on me because they thought like, oh, because she's an airhead that or I drift off, or I have multiple personalities, that meant I was slow or dumb. Or even because I was slow and it takes me a second to like catch on to things sometimes, they thought because I was slow I was retarded. It's like, no, I just don't understand that. But that's the autism. Small mind. I just said this about the man who was talking about my intro and about the stripping cousin. Small minds cannot comprehend big spirits. To be great, you have to be willing to be mocked, to be hated, to be misunderstood. Stay strong. Remember, I'm crazy. Now, y'all tell me if I'm crazy. Y'all been following me for how long? And tell me what about my personality. Like, what is it about me you don't like? Because I say what I got to say every time I say it. Like, I just have to be I have to understand that I'm going to be misunderstood and that this bee is going to keep coming back because now it's here. Why you come back, B? Everybody loves you when you let everything slide, but as soon as you start to check things and create boundaries, you become the most hated. Go back to best friend, because I checked her ass in a way that she never heard me check her ass. And I still wasn't disrespectful, because at the end of the day, I was still my best friend, you know what I mean? So I checked her respectfully, because she ain't the type of person you need to disrespect. She was just having a moment. So I respectfully checked her, and I ain't heard from her since. It's only been like maybe 2, probably hasn't been 3 weeks, but I don't keep a concept of time. It feels like forever for someone we would talk to every other day, but you know, whatever. I'm still healing. Being kicked down at your worst will turn you into a beast when you get up. I swear to fucking God. When my brother passed away, I was going through my own health issues and I didn't tell anybody, but that's when I started my journey. Then my brother passed, and then I lost my job, and then I lost my mind. COVID hit around that time. All of this happened 2019 to 2022. It's 23 now. From 2019 to 22, I was down, I was up, I was down, I was going through so many things, and everybody thought that they were kicking me, and that's when I lost everything I thought I had. I lost my storage unit, I lost an $800,000 house, I lost my fucking sanity, I lost everything I lost. and everybody was kicking me because they thought I was down. They was like, oh, she's down, let's just keep kicking her, she's so pretty, let's make her feel bad, she's so smart, let's make her feel bad, like, oh, you thought you was all this. And man, the fucking beast, what that say, DMV bitches, unleash the beast, come catch the heat, cause my tongue is burning and my mouth spit fire. Y'all got me fucked up. People do not seem to realize that their opinion of the world is also a confession of their character. Ralph Emerson. People do not seem to realize that their opinion of the world is also a confession of their character. So if you think that's your goal in life is to be a sugar baby, then that's, you know, again, is there anything wrong with being a sugar baby? No. Ish. I don't know. It's not for me. However, I fucking understand. But there's more to life. That's not the ultimate goal, ladies. You can be a sugar baby and take his sugar and do something with it, so that way you don't have two sugar daddies. You know what I mean? I have one and that's it. Cause man, whatever he put me through, I took that money, I took that $8,000 and I paid off my debt. I invested in this. Man, could somebody please send me $8,000? If you are a sugar daddy out there, give me $8,000. And I ran out of sugar. I'm like high fructose corn syrup right now. I don't have any sugar to give you. However, if you give me the $7,000, I'll just give it back. Just let me hold $7,000. Or was it 8,000? I don't care if it's 7 or 8,000. Just sugar daddy. Just let me hold something real quick, and I'll show you what to do with it, sugar babies. Okay, I'll show you how to be a sugar baby. Reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality once we change our mind. That's Plato, and that's true. I wish I could change my mind about this damn bee. Oh, you can see him flying behind me in the damn video. They can see. So once I changed my reality, I realized I can change my mind. So while I was so mad about losing everything, like, you took all this from me and you did all this, and I was just mad. Going back to Job, I was doing my Job. I realized that I got rid of a whole lot more. I keep thinking about that house because I worked hard for that house, and I really wanted that house. And I had to realize what was really happening and how much more I lost that was more valuable to lose than that house. Like my sister stabbing me in the back, like, I would rather have lost an $800,000 house than her stab me in the back. But she stabbed me in the back, but I was planning on moving her into that $800,000 house. So, you know what I mean? That's more valuable. So around that time, I started realizing that things weren't as bad as I thought it was, and I started to see things differently, and my reality started to change. Or even with going to therapy, with learning what PTSD is, helped me understand how I had to change my mind about how I perceive reality, because I perceive reality is a scary place because I'm used to, whatever. So now I'm changing my reality, and it's not that bad. I'm a little guarded, but it's not as bad as I thought it was, but still half bad. Chinese proverbs: he who blames others have a long way to go in his journey. That means you don't have accountability. He who blames himself is halfway. That means you have accountability. He who blames no one has arrived. That's when you understand that it's not a fault that things happen, and that it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a thing. It's a learning lesson. The best friend. Trying to use examples that I feel like you guys already know, and then plus I'm still in the energy of my best friend's stupid ass bitch, and I wish that nigga would call me back. What was I saying? Oh, so what happens is that you can't blame them. I can't blame her for being stupid. I cannot blame myself for not checking her ass before. However, I can understand that this is just a part of our journey, you know? It's not a bad thing or a good thing. We just needed space, and this is how we get our space, you know? God has his reasons for everything, so this is just a part of our journey, but it's not a blame. It's not a fault. Yes, my mother did abuse me. She abused me because she wanted to, or because whatever. Can I blame her? Yes, I can, but at the end of the day, it's not going to serve me any good. It happened. It happened. What can I do? I'm getting hot, so my video is about to end soon. It happened, so what else can I do? I can't do anything about it, so I just have to let it be. And that's when you have arrived at healing. You don't have to explain why you don't have to explain why you want what you want. Do what you do. Love what you love. Need what you need. You are allowed to live a life some people don't understand. I mean, you don't gotta explain shit to nobody. When you are in a toxic relationship, you sometimes need to turn down the volume of your heart and listen to your mind and intuition. Lee Hammock. That is so true. I think we spoke about that earlier, where I said, what did I say? Don't think about the good, only think about the bad. Because if you turn down your heart, I'm thinking about Katie again, the TikToker. You gotta turn down your heart, because your heart is always gonna get you in trouble. Sometimes you need your logic and your brain to show up. But I'm about to end this video because my boobs are starting to sweat, and that is so unattractive and uncomfortable. So I'm gonna go in the house and shower, and maybe I'll do some more videos, maybe I won't. But thank you for this episode of I Pulled Through My Anxiety to give you guys the message that I think God wanted me to give you. I hope that you were able to receive and perceive, or whatever, I don't know, whatever I'm trying to say. I hope your perception starts to lift. I pray that whatever negative energy that is surrounding you, me, us, we, our, is lifted, and that only the energy of positivity, light, transformation, growth, positivity is in my energy field, and yours as well. I love you. Goodbye.